right, Thursday number 2. It says a container has 3 3/8 pounds of flour. That's my container with 3 3/8 pounds of flour. Mr. Wright gives each member of his cooking class 3/16 pounds of flour, which empties the container. How many people are in Mr. Wright's class? So he's going to fill out this little measuring cup with 3/16 pounds. We want to know how many groups of 3/16 are in 3 3/8. How many groups of 3/16 are in 3 3/8? That's the question. So if we're asking to put it into groups, this is a division problem. This is a division problem. How many groups of 3/16? How many times can I fill this measuring cup up with what's in this container until the container is empty? So I always like to think about kind of what comes first, what comes second. Would you have to have the container full of flour before you give the 3/16 to the classmates? Or do you need the measuring cup 3/16 first before you have the container of flour? Well, if you're going to give the flour out, you got to have the flour first. You got to have the flour first, then you can scoop it and give it out. So the number we want to put first is the amount of flour that we're starting with. We're starting with 3 3/8 pounds of flour, and we're going to divide it into 3/16, into groups of 3/16. All right, so step number one, we need to make this mixed number improper. Make the mixed number improper. All right, so 3 3/8. We're going to multiply 3 groups of 8. We have 3 whole pounds. There's 8 sections in each pound. 3 times 8 is 24, plus 3 more. 24, 25, 26, 27. So that gives us 27/8. Keep the division sign. Keep the division sign. Keep that 3/16 because it's already proper. It doesn't need to be changed. It's not a mixed number, it's just a regular fraction. Okay? Second step. Step number 2. I'm going to change colors. Step number 2. We're going to multiply by the reciprocal. Multiply by the reciprocal. So that means keep the first one the same. Whoops. I didn't keep it the same. All right. 27/8. Keep the same. Change division to a multiplication. And then flip to the reciprocal that second fraction. Keep, change, flip. Multiply by the reciprocal. All right, let's look for seesaw friends. This is just a multiplication problem now. Multiply, divide, side by side. All right, so let's look at 27 and 3. If you think about your multiplication facts for 27, it has a 3 in common. Divide by 3. 27 divided by 3 is 9. Slash it and put a 9. 3 divided by 3 is 1. Slash it and put a 1. Now let's look at the other set of seesaw friends. 8 and 16. They have an 8 in common. I know you just were thinking, oh, they're both even. Let's do 2. And then some of you said, no, 4. Let's do 4. But 8 is actually, 8 will go into 8 and 16. So let's use the biggest one. Let's use 8. 8 will go into 8 one time. Slash it and put a 1. 8 will go into 16 2 times. Slash it and put a 2. So then we multiply straight across. 9 times 2 is 18. 1 times 1 is 1. 18 over 1 is equal to 18. So he has 18 students that he's giving flour to in his class.